Hello again. Let's play Werewolf. Like, this is a game. It's been sitting in my Steam library for a while. Installed. For some reason I haven't ever run it. For some reason. I do not consent. I never consent. I'd like it that way. New game, I guess. Options, maybe. Subtitles would be nice. Mute sound. Huh, that's an interesting option. Better quality. Analytics, no. Without mode, no. No subtitles? Okay. I guess it doesn't have voice acting, maybe? I don't know. Premonition. Nice eyes. Watching you. I like creepy eyes. Ooh, rage, willpower, health. June, morning. This is almost the same as the time right now. This is a game about rage and how it helps us to do things that need to be done. Ooh, spicy. I like the writing. It like factually says that this helps, rage helps. It sets a tone, like not only, how to say, if the meta level explanation sets a tone for some sort of like very peculiar vibe, like rage helps. Like, that's cool. I like that. Because it usually doesn't. It's usually like, the meta text is like, oh yeah, you need to like press space, and this is a game about like stuff that isn't in real life and blah blah blah. This is about rage and how it helps you to do things that need to be done. As well as things that we later regret. Sometimes both. How do you feel about that? Great, I'm always angry. Not really. I'm okay with anger when it's useful. I prefer to think before I act. This probably, even though... I don't know. Like, logically, I think this is the better answer. When anger is useful, it probably has a good evolutionary reason for it to be there. But personally, I prefer to think. Overthink sometimes. Like, adrenaline is much different from rage. You can have adrenaline and like a fight or flight without rage. I think that's more useful. Even though I kind of failed a lot of like USDC challenges in the USDC retreat that I went to recently. I need to download the videos from that retreat and do some editing, cutting, so that I can also upload some weird content about that. Maybe I'll make a commentary or something. Anyway, I kind of like failed in some cases because I just couldn't get into the situation, I guess. But yeah, that's that. Coming up at some point, USDC Ultimate Self-Defense Championship videos. At some point. Anyway. How do you feel about that? Your rage is low. So you're an observant and cunning type. That's okay. There's no right path here. Just your decisions and their consequences. Let's just follow the path and see where it takes us. Consequences, schmonsequences. I'm smarter than that. This sounds what I like. Consequences, schmonsequences. Cunning 1. Huh. That sucks, probably. The woods are full of stars. They flicker, come closer, run away. They want me to chase them, to play hide and seek. Like the moon. The blue, the very bright blue on the, like, dull red. Very good, artsy stuff. Anyway, full of stars, they flicker, come closer, run away. They want me to chase them, to play hide and seek. Sure, I observe. Why not? I can observe by hiding as well. Oh, so I get points. Okay. I watch as they dance around the tree trunks, float up on the gusts of wind that shiver through the branches, disappear among the leaves. There are words in the dance, but I don't understand them. Not yet. A bit long-winded explanations compared to the previous ones, but then they bunch up and fly towards me like an arrow, rushing down soon upon me. But just before the spear of light pierces my breast, they disappear, and the dark of the night returns. Low rage. In the darkness, the spirits keeping the forest alive whisper about the enemy. I begin to move, unnoticed, one with the night. And then I wake up. So, like, I'm a werewolf and... Okay. Cold and alone. Confused, I open my eyes. The forest around me is thick, dark, and reeks of decay to such an extent that it's hard to breathe. Smell fascinates me. I recognize this forest. Why am I here? I mean, probably the smells would be fascinating. I don't know. I sure as hell don't recognize it. Ooh, there's like a lot of breathing. I guess I'm Maya the homie. I'm gonna change this later, probably. And maybe, okay, going by this, maybe the smell fascinates me is brave. Why am I here? Analytical? Or cunning or something, I don't know. Why am I here? My head's spinning, why am I here? There must be a reason. The tree trunks wrapped tightly in dark-leaved ivy are covered in ripples of lichen, where the vines haven't taken hold. The thorny, leafless bushes at their base are overrun with nettles. The fungi radiate with a ghoulish, sickly green light. Dark, sponge-like mushrooms cling to the fallen trees. Cool. I like dark sponge-like mushrooms clinging to the fallen trees. I try to brave. I'm cold. Something is rotten. That's a good answer. I like the vibe of it. Something feels off, but not only something's rotten. I can't shake the feeling that something died nearby. I look down and see my hands covered in a dark substance. I'm naked. A sticky, glistening film of liquid is clinging to my skin. I can feel it on my face, in my hair. Blood. I'm alert. Spiritual. Ooh. Nature is never quiet. The leaves rustle in the wind. Small creatures scuttle in the undergrowth. There is a whisper. I don't understand what it means, but the word resonates in my head. Garo. Is that like a wolf thing? Because the Garo, City of the Wolves, like the Japanese fighting game, maybe Garo means wolf or something. I know that like Okami is wolf, but maybe Garo is some form of it. I don't know. Who said that? There is a severed head right in front of me. Some choices are hard to make and they strain your willpower. Ooh, that's interesting. I like that mechanic. I wince and touch it. I'm gonna be sick. It's minus rage. So I'll have 0 rage if I say I'm gonna be sick. I mean, why should I touch it and why should I be sick? Like, both options suck, kind of. Okay, let me picture, like, what would be... Like, okay, so I'm just, like, in a haze in this, like, weird forest. Like, everything is, like, half a dream and, like, maybe I'd venture to touch it. I don't know. Yeah. Probably would... Whoa! That shit. That's nice artwork, though. Overcoming my disgust, I gently touch its wet hair and watch as the head topples over. Low rage. The face is contorted, the eyes bulging, the mouth open, as though the head were still struggling for air. I look at it and start to laugh. And then eyes open in the darkness. The enemy! That reminds me of the song, Wanna be my enemy. Don't remember what it was from, like some series or something? Ah, Arcane! Obviously, yeah. It was Arcane. It's like a poppy song, poppy rock song. Dragons, there be dragons or something. What's the band? I don't know popular bands. I listen to weird metal and crazy shit and Dust Q. Who is it? I can see their silhouettes, shades of jet black against the darkness. They smell of fur and moss and bloodied earth. Massive creatures, some with horns, some with antlers. Their eyes burn like small fiery windows into hell. I look at them and something wakes inside me. Defiant. Oh, I'm very spiritual, it seems. They tell me stories of their lost battles and dying hopes, and I say no. I tell them my stories of the enemy and how they are so stupid, so clueless, that we almost feel pity as we kill them. They listen and laugh. I laugh with them. In a moment of clarity, I almost understand what the forest wants from me. Ooh, this is creepy shit. And then I wake up. Finally. The sound effects are kind of funny. Okay, so that was chapter 0 then? Like, this is chapter 1 now, huh? Okay. Ooh, boss. Nice boss. I like the blueness of it. Maya, wake up! Low rage. I opened my eyes. My neck was stiff. I stretched lazily as I assessed where I was over the corner of my eye. I wasn't in the forest anymore. I was in a bus. The sun streaming through the windows was making it hard to see. The girl next to me was touching my shoulder, disturbed. Low rage. I comforted her. I laughed it off. Comforting seems nice. It's alright. I squeezed her hand to comfort her. She looked at me, concerned. You were laughing like maniacally. Maniacally? How do you pronounce that? Maniacally? Maniacally? That's the right one. I blinked. The memory of the dream was still there, and the taste of blood in my mouth. I looked outside. Trees were pushing up against the narrow road. Their boughs, tangled, their trunks carpeted with moss. It was the forest from my dreams. We're almost there, said the girl next to me. Her name was Anya. We'd met a couple of weeks earlier on the orientation day. She was from Norway, a tall, broad-shouldered, calm person who wore her long hair in braids. Somehow I'd managed to talk her into this crazy field trip across the land of my ancestors. Neither of them wear braids really, so... Anya's friendly, she seemed excited. Maya Borodich? Interesting name. We were there to study medicine. Boring, she seemed excited. Anya reached into her backpack and took out 2 apples. I'm really happy we decided to come here, she said. Yeah, I said, offering her some of my kabanoisi, dried meat sausages that were so much better than the original Polish ones back in the US. I was glad Anya had decided to come with me. I had problems keeping friends around and really needed one. I did some searching, she said, from over her phone, and this place is amazing. The last primordial forest in Europe. That sounds like Estonia almost, but it seems Poland. Estonia has more primordial forests, and they're not probably going away that soon. Though there is pushback on that, but yeah, anyway. This trip was my idea. Our summer language course was starting in a few weeks, and we managed to talk Anya into skipping the tours of concentration camps and old churches and visiting Białowieża National Park with me instead. So far, so it's beautiful, she said, her eyes smiling. But why are we here again? Good question. Why were we there? There being Białowieża. A small village in northeast Poland near the border with Belarus. It was famous for its national park, the very last European bison. And, according to a quick web search, occasional tensions between far-right troublemakers and local Belarusian community. Yeah. The most, I don't know. The way this is framed is a bit troubling because, having trouble with the Belarusian border isn't such a far-right thing to have. Far-right means that there would be apprehension or anger because of the nationality or the stuff like that itself, but the only problem and the actual big problem with neighbors such as Belarus is that they're warring states. They're actually aggressive, so that's a very legitimate reason to be tense about the Belarusian and Russian communities on the flanks of Europe. Which doesn't mean that you should treat them differently, but the tension isn't far right in nature, usually. The most honest answer would have been because I've been dreaming about the forest in Białowieża since I can remember. But people didn't understand when I said things like that. I looked her in the eyes. I kept it simple so I wouldn't freak her out. I told her as much as I could. This looks like a game I could write in Inky, kind of. I'm not sure about the writing style. The forest dream part, the werewolf part was kind of interesting, but this part, it's okay. It's good. I kept it simple so I wouldn't freak her out. I mean, these options, what does this mean? I told her as much as I could. I told her everything. Bit unloading on her, isn't that? So I told her everything is the last bit, I guess. Dreaming of the forest. As much as I could. Technically as much as I could is everything. Basically. I know. Keeping it simple is probably it's last European bison. As much as I could, far right. Willpower is the most honest answer, I think. I don't have that much willpower though. You regain willpower when you pursue your goal. Oh, that's cool. When it goes to 0, you're impaired and unable to perform hard mental and social actions. Yeah, but okay, whatever. As much as I could, I guess. I want to see the forest. I heard it was a must. That wasn't technically a lie. When I was little, my grandfather told me stories about an ancient forest full of wonders and the wolves that lived in it. It was all I got from that part of the family before my mum took me, ran away and cut off all contact with my dad. But I remembered the stories well, and I remembered the name of the forest. Puscha. Pusha Bialovecha Vieska. Bialoveska. This will always be our home, my father used to say. About Puska Bialovecha. Bialoveska. I waited for her to respond. Anya fell silent for a moment. Anya is friendly. I think it's great that you come from such a magical place, she smiled. The last ancient forest in Europe, thousands of years old. I mean, we have a couple of these in Estonia, come on. I wasn't sure if I was fond of that magic, but it was hard to ignore. And that was precisely why I needed to do something, anything about my future, that damn forest and my weird-ass family. I had a clear goal in mind. I wasn't there by mistake. I'd planned this trip for months with a clear goal in mind. What is destiny? Kind of the right answer always, like destiny, yeah, but like it would be like it's kind of a truism. Destiny is whatever comes, you know. If you're a fatalist, at least. Truth about my roots. I mean, roots like yeah. Face the forest. That's a nice one. My dreams, my grandfather's stories, the fact my family was from there. There were just too many coincidences. The forest wanted something from me, and it was time to find out what. But honestly, I had no idea what to expect. Honestly, my voice is getting coarse. I also still have a slightly anyway, I'm a bit sick, so I don't think I'll play for a lot longer. Bialovecha looked like an overexposed photo of a village with the contrast turned all the way up. It was a hot, sleepy day on a hot, sleepy street, like it is right now. Heatwave. And everything, the old trees, the yellowed grass, the weathered wooden houses, the fences, seemed almost normal. Everything except the shadows. They were sharp, as though they were freshly printed with the darkest of inks. And they moved. For a second I could have sworn they'd moved, but then I realized it was just a black cat walking down the sidewalk. When it saw me, it stopped in its tracks. Okay, these are the braids. Gotcha. I decided to ignore it. Suspicion? Why suspicion? Pet it. Is that a good idea? Black cat. Sure, we pet it. Hey kitty, kitty, here kitty, kitty, I said, squatting and reaching toward the cat. It rammed me affectionately with its head and started rubbing against my leg, totally ignoring the outstretched hand. Yeah, like why should you amuse the human that much? You need to flirt a bit. Hey Maya, Anya said, looking at me surprised. Didn't you say your friend would be waiting for us? But he wasn't there, and the cat was still staring at me. Let's go. Anya put on her backpack. I'm tired and I really, really need to find a toilet. For a moment I was tempted to just get out of the sun and worry about my missing friend later. I don't need him. I mean, if he isn't there and Anya needs to go, she needs to go. I mean, maybe something came up and like, yeah, probably we have communication devices, no? Like, I didn't need him is a bit too much, but like, I don't like this choice. There should be a middle way, but yeah, okay. I didn't need them. Like, pissing is more important. I grabbed my backpack and started walking. I'll manage on my own. Thanks for nothing, I muttered under my breath. And that's a bit of a shitty attitude. I didn't want to do that. I sighed with relief and followed me. I just want my friend to piss in peace, you know. Bed and breakfast. Bielowiecza had a few hotels and hostels, but the preferred form of accommodation was bed and breakfast. That's where we stayed. I found one that was nice, clean, and that had good reviews. We had a room on the second floor with a huge window and a great view of the forest. We dropped off our stuff and freshened up a bit. Maybe we should have waited for your friend, Anya asked, concentrated. I shrugged. I'll find him, sooner or later. Before you go, check out your character sheet. Look for it in the upper right corner of the screen. You can find a lot of useful information about Maya, her background, personality, blah, blah, blah. Friends and enemies. Hey, American, huh? Why ain't I brave? Other things in mind. Leave the land. I had a clear goal in mind. The first was I went with you. Yeah, this is cool, but 7%. That's more than I thought it would be. Anyway, all good for today. I feel my voice is beginning to fade and it's a bit painful to talk. Quit. Bye. Yo.